ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धम् गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्फला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानम् हृदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजम् कलिमलप्रध्वंसि नः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालम् पङ्गुं संशयते गिरिम् यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमम् देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ओम श्री परमात्मने
नमः।
अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः।
अथ पंचमो
कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येदित्यारभ्य
कर्मण्यकर्म
पश्येत्यारभ्य
संयुक्तः कृत्स्नकर्मकृत्
संयुक्तः
कृत्स्नकर्मकृत्
ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणम्
ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणम्
शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्
शरीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्
यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः
यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः
कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान्
कर्मजान्
विद्धितान् सर्वान्
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ
ज्ञानाग्निसर्वकर्माणि
ज्ञानाग्निसर्वकर्माणि
योगसन्न्यस्तकर्माणम्
योगसन्न्यस्तकर्माणम्
इत्येतैः वचनैः
इत्येतैः वचनैः
सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासम् अवोचत् भगवान्।
सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासम् अवोचत् भगवान्।
चित्वैनं संशयं योगम् आत्तिष्ठ इति
चित्वैनं संशयं आत्तिष्ठ इति
अनेन वचनेन योगं च कर्मानुष्ठानलक्षणम्
योगं च कर्मानुष्ठानलक्षणम्
उक्तवान्।
अनुतिष्ठति उक्तवान्।
अनुतिष्ठति तयोः उभयोश्च कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
स्थितिगतिवत् परस्परविरोधात्
स्थितिगतिवत्
परस्परविरोधात्
परस्परविरोधात्
एकेन सह कर्तुम् अशक्यत्वात्
एकेन
एकेन सह कर्तुम्
अशक्यत्वात्
अशक्यत्वात्
कालभेदेन च अनुष्ठानविधान अभावात्
कालभेदेन च
कालभेदेन च
अनुष्ठानविधान
अनुष्ठानविधान
अभावात्
अभावात्
अर्थात्
अर्थात्
एतयोः वन्यतरकर्तव्यता प्राप्तौ सत्याम्
एतयोः
अन्यतर
अन्यतरकर्तव्यता प्राप्तौ सत्याम्
सत्याम्
यत् प्रशस्यतरम्
यत् प्रशस्यतरम्
एतयोः कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
एतयोः कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
तत् कर्तव्यम् न इतरत्
तत्
कर्तव्यं न
कर्तव्यं न
इतरत्
इतरत्
एवं मन्वानः
एवं मन्वानः
प्रशस्यतरबुभुत्सया
प्रशस्यतर बुभुत्सया
अर्जुनः उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण इत्यादिना
अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण इत्यादिना
ननु ननु च
ननु च
आत्मविदः ज्ञानयोगेन निष्ठां प्रतिपिपादयिषन्
आत्मविदः
ज्ञानयोगेन निष्ठां प्रतिपिपादयिषन्
पूर्वोदाहृतैः वचनैः भगवान्
पूर्वोदाहृतैः वचनैः भगवान्
सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासम् अवोचत्
सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासम् अवोचत्
न तु अनात्मज्ञस्य
न तु अनात्मज्ञस्य
अतश्च कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
अतश्च कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
भिन्नपुरुषविषयत्वात्
भिन्नपुरुषविषयत्वात्
अन्यतरस्य प्रशस्यतरत्वबुभुत्सया
अन्यतरस्य प्रशस्यतरत्वबुभुत्सया
अयं प्रश्नः अनुपपन्नः
प्रश्नः अनुपपन्नः
सत्यमेव
सत्यमेव
तदभिप्रायेण प्रश्नः न उपपद्यते
त्वदभिप्रायेण प्रश्नो न उपपद्यते
प्रष्टुः स्वाभिप्रायेण
प्रष्टुः स्वाभिप्रायेण
पुनः प्रश्नः युज्यते एव इति वदामः
पुनः प्रश्नः युज्यत एवेति वदामः
कथम्
कथम्
पूर्वोदाहृतैः वचनैः
पूर्वोदाहृतैः वचनैः
भगवता सर्वकर्मसन्न्यासस्य
भगवता कर्मसन्न्यासस्य
कर्तव्यतया विवक्षितत्वात्
कर्तव्यतया विवक्षितत्वात्
प्राधान्यम्
प्राधान्यम्
अन्तरेण च कर्तारम्
अन्तरेण च कर्तारम्
यस्य कर्तव्यत्वासम्भवात् तस्य कर्तव्यत्वासम्भवात्
तस्य कर्तव्यत्वासम्भवात्
अनात्मविदपि
अनात्मविदपि
कर्तापक्षे प्राप्तः अनूद्यते एव
कर्तापक्षे प्राप्त अनुद्यत एव
न पुनः
न पुनः
आत्मवित् कर्तृकत्वमेव सन्न्यासस्य विवक्षितम्
आत्मवित् कर्तृकत्वमेव सन्न्यासस्य विवक्षितम्
इत्येवम् मन्वानस्य अर्जुनस्य
इत्येवं मन्वानस्य अर्जुनस्य
कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
कर्मानुष्ठानकर्मसन्न्यासयोः
अविद्वत्पुरुषकर्तृकत्वम् अपि
अविद्वत्पुरुषकर्तृकत्वमपि
अविद्वत्पुरुषकर्तृकत्वमपि
अस्ति इति पूर्वोक्तेन प्रकारेण
अस्तीति
तेन
पूर्वोक्तेन
प्रकारेण
प्रकारेण
तयोः परस्परविरोधात्
तयोः
तयोः
परस्परविरोधात्
परस्परविरोधात्
अन्यतरस्य कर्तव्यत्वे प्राप्ते
अन्यतरस्य
अन्यतरस्य
कर्तव्यत्वे
कर्तव्यत्वे
प्राप्ते
प्राप्ते
प्रशस्यतरं च कर्तव्यं न इतरत इति
प्रशस्यतरं च
प्रशस्यतरं च
कर्तव्यं न
कर्तव्यं न
इतरत्
इतरत्
इति
इति
प्रशस्यतरविविदिशया
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 प्रश्नः न न अनुपपन्नः
प्रश्नः न
प्रश्नः न
अनुपपन्नः
अनुपपन्नः
I think up to that we read, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Prativachanavakyat anurupanena. I think from there we have to see today. No. Just quick review of what has been said. Need to remember what we talked about in the previous classes. Certain terms are used without the knowledge of which difficult to understand. Continuity will not be there. Bhagavata Gata Adhyaye इत्युक्ते चतुर्थ अध्याये उक्तं किम् उक्तं सर्वकर्म संन्यासम् उक्तम् सर्वकर्म संन्यासम् अनेन वचनेन अने पूर्वोदाहृतैः वचनैः not one or two कर्मण्य कर्म यः पश्येत् इति आरभ्य युक्तः कृष्णकर्मकृत् ज्ञानाविदग्ध सर्वकर्माणां by actions are burned by the fire of knowledge sharidam kevalam karma kurban doing actions only for the mere sustenance of the shariram means it's a jnani doing karma only for prarabdha is there therefore sharira sthityartameva karma karoti not for gaining anything because already kritakrityaha Vidrija labha santushtaha is just contented with whatever comes by chance. Brahmarpanam brahmavahiti. Sarvam khaluidam brahma. Understood and, and gained the knowledge that everything is Ishvara. All the actions are born of ajnanam. They culminate in jnanam. Iti sarva karma sannyasam jnanena bhagavata uktam. All actions have been given up by jnanam. Physically given up is not emphasized. By jnanena kartrutva tyagaha. Only by kartrutva tyaga, aham karta iti abhimana tyaga. The kartrutvam implies ajnanam, therefore ajnana nashaha. Na karmana na prajaya dhane na tyage naike amritattvama nushahu tyaga. That is tyaga, that is sannyasa, that is jnanam. Iti sannyasam avochita sarvakarma sannyasam bhagavan. Having said at the end, he said, Samshayam chitva, having cut asunder all the doubts. Hey Arjuna, may you take up karma iti karma anushtana lakshanam yogam uktavan, upadishtavan Arjunam prati. There only confusion happened. Having talked about sarvakarma sannyasam, that is knowledge, and through all the shlokas in the fourth chapter, sannyasam, sarvakarma sannyasam is emphasized, and Bhagavan says, do karma yoga. Therefore, only the confusion is, since Sarvakarma Sannyasa and Karma Yoga, they are mutually contradictory, like Sthiti Gativat, Paraspara Virodha. Therefore, it is not possible to be performed by the same person. And also, when this to be done, the performance of the two should be done at not by the same person, and it should be done by the person at different time. That is not prescribed by the law. Therefore, on account of the absence of the prescription of these two, therefore there is a presumption on the part of Arjuna that one of them to be taken. Etayoho anyatara kartavyata prapto satyam. Therefore, one should be taken. Naturally, this Arjuna would think that one of them to be taken, and one, what should be that one? It should be Prashasyatara. It should be superior to the other one, better than the other one. So that what he wanted, the Shreyas, he could gain. Therefore, Prashasyatara Babutsaya, wanting to know the greater among the two, therefore Arjuna asked this question, Iti Eva Manvanaha. Therefore, that which is superior, that which is better, that alone should be done, not the other one. Iti Eva Manvanaha Arjuna, wanting to know, the desire to know the best one. Therefore, he asked this question, Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna iti Prashnaha Chaturtha Panchamadhyayasya Pratama Shlokaha Prashnarupeణ Vartate Arjunasya. Then there rises an objection. Nanu Jnana Yogena Nishta, that is Jnana Yoga Nishta. Jnana Yoga Nishta, it is not for Anatmavit, it is for Atmavit, one who has the knowledge of Atma. It means one who has done Shastra Dhyanam, Shravanam, Maranam. Therefore, Jnana Yogena Nishta, that lifestyle, two types of lifestyles are taught by the Lord in the beginning. Lokesmin Dvividha Nishta, Pura Prokta Mayanakha. Pura Maya Prokta E Anagha. Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yoginam. That Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, that Jnana Yoga Nishta, Pratipipadikation, desiring to mention, describe, by what has been by the statements, previous statements, Bhagavan, Sarvakarma Sannyasam Avoshat. He taught Sarvakarma Sannyasam for Atmavit, not for Anatmavit, not for the person who doesn't know Atma. Therefore, for Atmavit, Sarvakarma Sannyasa was taught by the Lord, not for Anatmavit. Therefore, Karma Anushtana and Karma Sannyasa, these two, one is for Atmavit, the other one is for Anatmavit. Therefore, Binna Purusha Vishayatvat. Therefore, Anyatarasi Prashastarya Babutsa itself is not proper, it's not valid. And the question based on the Babutsa, wanting to know which is better among the two, that question is not tenable, because these two are meant for two different people. And how can one ask which is one is better? That is not tenable. So it will be tenable only when there is choice. This choice is there. So you can go to Kashi by train or by flight. And if you want to go to Kedarnath, no way. Either you can go by helicopter or by walk. Then asking which one is better, going by train to Kedarnath or by helicopter. Train doesn't exist. Maybe in future it may come. Question is Anupapannaha. Like that, the question is Anupapanna. Iti Purabhakshi says. Because for Atmavit, Sarvakarma Sannyasa. For Anatmavit, Karma Yoga. So that is the question of which one is better. For that, the answer is yes, true. Tadaviprayena prashnaha napupadyate. From your standpoint, the question is not tenable. But who is a questioner? The one who has doubts, that is Arjuna. Therefore, prashtuka viprayena prashnaha yujyate eva. It is proper, iti we say. How? If you ask. पूर्वदागृतैः वचनैः कर्मसन्न्यासस्य कर्तव्यतया विवक्षितत्वात् प्राधान्यम्. There is emphasis on sarvakarma sannyasa by the words, by statements of the Lord. Sarvakarma sannyasa as the status of being intended to be done. Vivakshitatvat pradhanyam. And that is kartaram vina, without the agent. There is kartavyatvam is not possible. Sarvakarma sannyasa, kartavyam, sarvakarma sannyasa kartavyam, kartavyaha iti, the kartavyatvam is impossible without the agent. Kartavyam means should be done. Should be done means there must be agent. So without an agent, it is there is impossibility to be done. There is impossibility of to be done status to sarvakarma sannyasa. Therefore, since karta is there, therefore, anatmavita also, anatma is also karta. Akshay, from another standpoint, anatmavita also can be a agent for sannyasa. This is what Bhagavan did not say. This is implied. Whether it is atmavita or anatmavita, sannyasaha kartavyaha. Kartavyaha means there is kartavyata to be done. Therefore, karta must be there. As karta is there for sarvakarma sannyasa and the karta is atmavita, so too sannyasa so too for anatmavita. Anatmavita also a karta. So, since there is an agent involved, one is atmavita, other one is anatmavita. Therefore, from the standpoint of anatmavita also, sannyasa is approved by the Lord, implied by the Lord. Therefore, only this question is asked. Because kartavyataya vakshitatvat pradhanyam. Sannyasa is kartavya, to be done. It has a status of to be done. Vivakshitatva, the status of being intended to be done. What? Sannyasa. So, therefore, since karta is agent is common, one is atmavita, other one is anatmavita. So, therefore, since kartavyataya vivakshitatvat, anatmavita also is implied by the Lord. You cannot confine that only to atmavita. Anatmavita also is implied. Why? Bhashyakara itself will say. But these are all the thinking of Arjuna. That is why Arjuna takes, why don't you give me sannyasa? Arjuna is atmavita or anatmavita? He is anatmavita. When he is asking for sannyasa, it means anatmavita also taking sannyasa is implied. So therefore, iti eva manvanasya, Arjunasya, iti anna punaha atmavita kartrakatvam eva sannyasasya vivakshitam. And not that sannyasa is intended only for atmavita kartrakasya. Kartrakatvam, atmavita kartrakatvam means important word. Atmavita kartakam is atmavita karta yasya sannyasasya saha sannyasaha atmavita kartakatva sannyasaha. So atmavita kartakatvam meaning the sannyasa which is to be done to be taken, to be resorted by the one who is a knower of Atma. That is Atmavit. So Atmavit Kartrikaha Sanyasaha. It meaning sannyasa is taken by a person who knows Atma. It is Atmavit. Informed person is Atmavit. He is not alone, he is intended by the Lord. Not Atmavit, that is Vidvat Sannyasa. The person knows, he has done studied Shastram, he has done Shravanam Mananam. Therefore, he is Atmavit. For Nishtartham, he is taking sannyasa. It's called Vidvat Sannyasa. So, Vidvat Sannyasasya, we can convert Atmavit Kartrikatvam eva, Atmavit Kartrikatva Sannyasa into Vidvat Sannyasa. Bhagavata Kevalam na Vidvat Sannyasasya Vivakshitam. Bhagavan did not intend the sannyasa only for Vidvat people, with only for Vidwan. Even Anatmavid also could be an eligible person for sannyasa. Because sannyasa is kartavyaha. Therefore, agent is there. It could be an atmavita or anatmavita. So, and Bhagavan also did not tell that only Vidwan should take sannyasa. Where did he say explicitly? He didn't say. Sannyasat atmakartarkatvam eva sannyasasya na vivakshitam. Therefore, iti eva manvanaha. So Arjuna was thinking in this manner. Therefore, karma anushtana and karma sannyasa yoga between the two. Avidvat purusha kartarkatvam api asti iti. That is avidvat sannyasa. Anatmavita kartarkatvam. Avidvat purusha also can take to sannyasa. It's called vividisha sannyasa. Asti iti by purvokta prakarena, by what? By the method what is told earlier. Therefore, now there is paraspara virodha because there is a mutual contradiction. Because anatmavit can take to sannyasa or do karma yoga. Therefore, anyatarasya, since choice is there now, therefore anyatarasya kartavyat prapte, the status of being done, either one of them is since it is obtained, therefore that which is better, prashasyataram, best, that which is better, that is to be done, not the other one. The evam manvana arjunaha. Therefore, wanting to know which is better, therefore is asking this question. Therefore, the prashna is not anupanaha, it is not untenable, it is tenable, it is proper. Iti. So the idea is sannyasa, what Bhagavan said, that sannyasa could be vidvat sannyasa or vividisha sannyasa. So Arjuna takes that sannyasa to be vividisha sannyasa. For vividisha sannyasa, who is the candidate? Anatmavitu. For karma yoga, who is the candidate? Anatmavitu. Therefore, choice is there between the two. Whereas if you take sannyasa to be vidvat sannyasa, the person is atmavit. He has already done enough shravanam mananam. Therefore, for him, karma has done the job. Therefore, sannyasa only, there is no karma. Therefore, there is no choice. If sannyasa is taken to be vidvat sannyasa, then there is no choice between sannyasa and karma. Already he has done homework, he has gained chitta shuddhi, therefore shravan mananam he has done, and now nishthatam sannyasa. Then which one is better? Asking which one is better, that is not valid. Arjuna did not mean that. That is what Bhashyakara is going to present. And now here, the next line, Bhashyakara, he says that Arjuna had asked, and if the question is not valid, the teacher would have dismissed the question. But the teacher did not dismiss. In fact, Bhagavan gave a reply, and that forms the fifth chapter and other chapters. So therefore, the Prativachanam replied to the question of Arjuna. Therefore, analyzing the Prativachanam of the Lord also, we can arrive at the intention of the questioner. That is what Bhashyakara says. Is going to analyze based on the statements of the Lord, the second shloka of the fifth chapter. Let us read from here. Prativachana vakyartha nirupanena
प्रतिवचन वाक्यार्थ निरूपणेन
nirupanena api
निरूपणेन अपि
प्रष्टुः अभिप्रायः एवम् एव इति गम्यते.
अभिप्रायः एवम् इति
कथम्
कथम्
सन्न्यासकर्मयोगौ
संन्यासकर्मयोगो
निःश्रेयसकरौ
निःश्रेयः सकरो
तयोस्तु कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते इति प्रतिवचनम्.
तयोस्तु कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते इति प्रतिवचनम्.
The long Sangati, a nice Sangati, how Bhashyakara substantiates the question of Arjuna. So, there's an inference. There is an inference done. Shankaracharya, based on the inference. Inference is the statement of the Lord as the answer to the question raised by the Arjuna. Based on that, Bhagavan has answered means, therefore we can make the inference that what sannyasa and karma yoga among the two, which one is better? Then sannyasa, if it is vidvat sannyasa, there is no question of choice. The person is already sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha and he has done guru upasadanam, mananam, shravanam, mananam he has done. Now, jnana nishtartam sannyasaha nididhyasanam for sannyasa, sannyasa for nididhyasanam. Therefore, that person is not an eligible person, in fact, for karma yoga. Therefore, between sannyasa and karma yoga, which is better, that question is not anupapannaha. And Arjuna asked, therefore, what sannyasa must Arjuna have in his mind? Vidvat sannyasa or Vividisha sannyasa? Because Bhagavan also has replied to the question of Arjuna, therefore we have to make an inference that sannyasa, what sannyasa meant by Arjuna is Vividisha sannyasa, for which the adhikari is anatmavit. For Vidvat sannyasa, it is atmavit. Jnana yoga nishtam pratipipadayishin bhagavata sarvakarma sannyasam avochyate iti we saw. That's called Atma Kartarkatva Sannyasaha, Vividisha, Vidvat Sannyasaha, for him, for Atmavidaha. Atmavidaha, Vidvat Sannyasaha, Vivakshitaha. Vidvat, Atma Kartarkatva Sannyasaha, Vivakshitaha, for Atmavidaha. Anatmavidaha, Kidrishaha Sannyasaha, Vivakshitaha, Vividisha Sannyasa. Instead of saying Vidisha Sannyasa, Anatmavit Kartarkatva Sannyasaha Vivakshitaha. So, who is the candidate? Anatmavit. Who is the candidate for Karma Yoga? Anatmavit. Therefore, Sannyasa and Karma Yoga, when comparison is made, the Sannyasa must be Vividisha Sannyasa. We have to infer by the word Sannyasa, it must be Vividisha Sannyasa. Therefore, Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha shamsasi iti Arjunasya prashnaha. The doubt That sannyasa is vividisha sannyasa. Sannyasam uktam. Sannyasam karmanam krishna. Shamsasi. Punar yogam cha shamsasi. Then sannyasam is vividisha sannyasam karmanam e krishna punar yogam cha shamsasi. We have to supply the word vividisha sannyasa in the shloka. Shloka sannyasa only is the supply means to understanding. Though Arjuna did not use the word vividisha sannyasa. It cannot be vidvat sannyasa. It's not proper. That is because no choice is there. So therefore we have to make an inference. That is what Acharya does. Makes inference by the statement of the Lord. Bhagavan replies, Bhagavataha prativachana vicharya. We have to make this inference. This is called inference. Inference is made based on the reply to the Arjuna's question, that is shloka number 2. And with that Bhashyakara, he just quotes. So prativachana vakyartha nirupanena api. Nirupanam is inquiry, analysis. Nirupanam, vicharanam iti. Prativachanam is answer. Kasya prativachanam bhagavataha prativachanam. Prativachanam prativachana vakyam. Prativachanam tat vakyam. Vakyasya artha vakyartaha. Vakyartasya nirupanam. Vicharaha. Then api, by that also prashtuhu is Arjuna. Arjunasya abhiprayaha api evam iti. It is like this. Iti gamyate avagamyate. That's why inference. We can make inference of the intention of the Arjuna based on the prativachanam of the Lord. Based on the reply of the Lord. So based on the reply, if sannyasa, what meant by Arjuna is vidvat sannyasa, atma kartrika sannyasa, then Bhagavan, he would not have answered at all. But Bhagavan answered. Therefore, Bhagavan also understood what the sannyasa, what the word sannyasa mean. The teacher and the student have understood. They're talking, therefore they understand each other very well, and the word used by the Shishya also very well understood by the teacher. Therefore, that is prativachanam. Prativachanam is prashnasya anugunam, in keeping with the prashna. Shishyasya prashnasya anugunam vartate prativachanam bhagavataha prativachanam arjunasya prashnanugunam. So therefore, avagamyate, we have to make inference, arthapati pramanena, two-step inference. So, because Bhagavan answered, it means he did not dismiss the question of Arjuna. Bhagavan answered. Therefore, question of Arjuna is upapannaha. That is what gamyate, avagamyate, arthapati pramanena avagamyate, nyayate. Therefore, Arjuna's question is valid. Therefore, only Bhagavan answers. If you ask how do you make this inference? Katham. What did Bhagavan say? Sannyasa karma yoga nishreyasa karo. Sannyasa karma yoga both are nishreyasa karo. Tayostu karma yoga vishishyate. Comparison is made by the Lord. The shloka is Bhashyakara as rephrased. Sannyasa karma yogascha nishraya sakaravubu. Tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. So sannyasa karma yogo nishraya sakaro iti bhagavataha prativachanam. So katam, if you ask, how do you presume? By the analysis of the second shloka, by the reply of the Lord, second shloka. And Acharya here just paraphrase the prativachanam of the Lord. Sannyasa karma yoga nishreyasa karau. Sannyasa karma yoga nishreyasa karau bhavataha. Tayogo sannyasa karma yoga yogo karma yoga vishishyate. So karma yogasya vishishtatvam uchyate bhagavata. Karma yogasya vishishtatvam, and karma yoga and sannyasa, they are the nishreyasa karau. Nishreyasa karau. Sannyasa karma yoga 1 2 pratama vibhakti dvivachanam. Nishreyasa karau pratama vibhakti dvivachanam. Therefore bhavataha. Nishreyasa means moksha. Moksha karau. Moksha karau. So kara. Kara means sadhanam ityartha. Therefore nishreyasa karau means moksha sadhanam. Karma yoga is moksha sadhanam. Sannyasa is moksha sadhanam. Then what is sadhanam? Karma yoga is moksha sadhanam. Yes, but not sakshat. Karma yoga helps a person to gain jnana yogyata. The problem, the samsara karanam being ajnanam, that cannot be removed by anything other than knowledge. Jnanam alone remove ajnanam, and therefore there is no other way of removal of sannyasa other than jnanam. So therefore, since jnanam is a sadhanam, that is why shastram, and karma yoga is moksha sadhanam means. Then how to interpret? Nishreyasa kara means it is kara sadhanam, mean it is the means. And nishreyasa moksha, sadhanam for moksha. And therefore we have to supply. It is not sakshat but paramparaya. So it supports. Karma yoga, of course, supportive for moksha. It helps in gaining yogyata and then for jnanam, and then jnanam and jnanena moksha. That is all. Therefore, paramparaya karanam bhavati, moksha sadhanam bhavati, moksha hetuhu bhavati. And sannyasa also, both of them. Now, sannyasa also, nishreyasa karau, moksha sadhanam bhavati. And both are used in samanadikaranyam. Sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa sakara bhava. Then if karma yoga is the means, not direct means, secondary means, supportive means, parampara karanam bhavati mokshaya. Sannyasa also, both, because both, that's what Bhagavan says. Then the question comes, what sannyasa is that? Is it Vidvat sannyasa or Vividisha sannyasa? Sannyasa and karma yoga both are nishreyasa karo, both are moksha sadhanam, moksha etuhu. Tayogo. Tayoga means among the two. Nirdharana Shashti it is. Among the two are there, among them one is selected. So having talked about Nishreyasa Karatvam of Sannyasa and Karma Yoga, Bhagavan says, Tayogo, among the two, Karma Yoga is, Vishishyate is better. So Karma Yogasya, Vishishtatvam Uchyate. So two things are talked about. Nishreyasatvam of Sannyasa and Karma Yoga, and Karma Yogasya Vishishtatvam. Now the confusion is still there. Sannyasa, the word is there. What sannyasa? Not clear. Both are moksha sadhanam, moksha hetuhu. Then what is this sannyasa? This Karma Yoga and sannyasa as a status of Nishreyasa Karatvam. But among the two, Karma Yoga is Karma Yoga Vishishyate, Karma Yogasya Vishishtatvam Uchyate. Now, these two things are talked about. Now, therefore, we have to analyze this shloka. Here also, the sannyasa did not. Sannyasa, what sannyasa means is not clearly given by the Lord. Arjuna said sannyasa, and Bhagavan also said sannyasa. Both use the word sannyasa, and probably both would have understood what the word sannyasa means. But for us, it is not clear. So, between the two, which is better, Arjuna asked. And both are Nishrayasa Karo, Bhagavan said. Among the two, Karma Yoga is better. So, sannyasa, the word used by Arjuna, is also used by the Lord. It means they have the understanding of the word sannyasa. Now, we have to make our understanding clear. That is why this analysis. Therefore, it should be nirupyam. Therefore, analysis should be done, and we have to establish it. This because since there is a controversy, there is a contradiction. That is sannyasa. What sannyasa is that? Vidvat sannyasa. That is atmakartarkatva sannyasa hava. An atmavit kartrika sannyasa hava or anatmavit kartrika sannyasa hava. Iti, that contradiction still is there. Therefore, we have to make it clear. Therefore, nirupanam has to be done. Therefore, nirupyam should be ascertained. Therefore, Bhagavan, Bhashikara does that. How? Next time. Etat nirupyam.
Etat nirupyam.
Kim anena atmavit kartrika yogo sannyasa karma yoga yoho.
Kim
किम्
anena
अनेन आत्मवित्
kartrukayogo
कर्मयोगयोः
Nishrayasakaratvam prayojanam uktva.
Shreyasakaratvam prayojanam uktva
निःश्रेयसकरत्वं प्रयोजनम् उक्त्वा
तयोः एव कुतश्चित् विशेषात्
तयोः एव कुतश्चित्
तयोः
विशेषात्
कुतश्चित् विशेषात्
कर्मसन्न्यासात्
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 कर्मयोगस्य विशिष्टत्वम् उच्यते.
कर्मयोगस्य
कर्मयोगस्य
विशिष्टत्वम् उच्यते
विशिष्टत्वम् उच्यते
आहोस्वित्.
आहोस्वित्
आहोस्वित् means अथवा अनात्मवित् कर्तृकयोगो.
अनात्मकर्तृकयोः
कर्मयोगयोः
सन्न्यासकर्मयोगयोः
तदुभयम् उच्यते.
तदुभयम्
उच्यते
उच्यते
This is depth analysis. Etat nirupyam. This should be clearly ascertained. The confusion is there. Therefore, we have to ascertain the answer of the Lord. By ascertaining the answer, the question of Arjuna also you can understand. Therefore, etat nirupyam. So Bhagavan said, sannyasa karma yogaha, sannyasa karma yogo nishreyasa karo, both are moksha hetuhu, moksha karanam, moksha sadhanam bhavati, idrishaha sannyasaha, tattu na uktaha bhagavata. Therefore, etat nirupyam, anena vachanena, bhagavataha, anena, bhagavataha vachanena, bhagavataha vachanam kasmin adhyaye, panchamadhyaye, panchamadhyayasya. द्वितीय श्लोके उक्तः श्लोकद्वारा प्रतिवचनम् श्लोकोक्त प्रतिवचनेन from the answer to the Arjuna's question, from the answer to the question of Arjuna given by the Lord through the second shloka. आत्मवित् कर्तृकयोगो sannyasa karma yoga yoga. Sannyasa and karma yoga, two things are there. It is taken by sannyasa or karma yoga by Atmavit is kartrika. Atmavit karta yasya saha. Whether it is Atmavit kartrika sannyasa or Atmavit kartrika karma yoga. We have to connect like that. Sannyasa karma yoga yoga means of these two. Who is the agent? Atmavit. Sannyasa by Atmavit. Karma yoga by Atmavit. So Atmavit kartrika sannyasa, Atmavit kartrika karma yoga, tayogo. So Atmavit karta yasya sannyasasya, Atmavit kartrika sannyasa. Atmavit karta yasya karma yogasya, Atmavit kartrika karma yoga. Therefore tayogo. Atmavit means jnani, vidwan. So therefore Atmavit kartrika yogo, sannyasa karma yoga yogo, nishayasa karatvam. Both are moksha sadhanam prayojanam. Uktva. Bhagavata uktam uktva. Bhagavataha uktam. What uktam? What is the prayojanam? Nishreyasa karatvam is a prayojanam. Moksha is the prayojanam. Moksha is the end. Prayojanam uktam. Therefore, sannyasa and karma yoga is both are means to moksha. Now, sannyasa and what sannyasa? Atmavit kartrika sannyasa and Atmavit kartrika karma yoga both are means to moksha. Prayojanam means moksha, nishreyasa karatva means moksha. Uktva, having said, tayogo eva kutaschit. This is number one. Okay. From this is Vidvat sannyasa and karma yoga. Are they both means to moksha? That question arises. And also further, tayogo eva, among the two, among the what? What is the two? Atmavidya kartrika yoga, sannyasa karma yoga. Yoga yoga, among the two. कुतश्चित् विशेषात् कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगस्य विशिष्टत्वम् उच्यते किम्? Kim you have to supply. Uchyate, question mark is there. Kim? By some sayoga among the two, among the what the two, that is Atma Kartartva Sannyasa, Vidvat Sannyasa, and Karma Yoga. Between the among the two. Kutaschit Visheshat. By some reason, for some reason, compared to Karma Sannyasa, that is Vidvat Sannyasa, Atma Kartrikatva Sannyasa, compared to that, Karma Yoga is greater, superior. Karma Yoga Sya Vishishtatvam Uchyate va Bhagavata. Iti question. First thing is both are, that is Vidvat Sannyasa and Karma Yoga, both are the means to moksha. And among the two, for some reason, compared to Sannyasa, Karma Yoga is greater. Iti Bhagavata Uchyate va. That is question. So in fact, there are two questions. First is Vidvat Sannyasa and Karma Yoga, are they both means for moksha? Bhuktva is there. Uktam va Bhagavata. We can put Uktam va Bhagavata because we know it is not there for Uktam va Bhagavata. Okay, even if it is said, by some reason, Karma Sannyasat Karma Yoga is greater. Iti Uchyate Kim Bhagavata. Did Bhagavan say so? Iti. Or Anatma Kartrika Yogo, Sannyasa Karma Yogo, Tat Ubhayam Uchyate. Or otherwise, since Bhagavan said Sannyasa and Karma Yoga are Moksha Sadhanam, Anatma Kartrika Yoga means Vividisha Sannyasa. Anatma Kartrika Sannyasa, Anatma Kartrika Karma Yoga, Tayogo. So, Tad Ubhayam Uchyate va, both are Nishreyasa Karatvam, Moksha Sadhanam, like Sannyasa Karma Yoga Nishreyasa Karau, both are Tadubhyam Uchyate, both are Moksha Sadhanam. Is it what Bhagavan said? Or compared to Vividisha Sannyasa, कर्मसन्न्यासात् विविधिषसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगः विशिष्यते इति अनात्मकर्तृकसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगः विशिष्यते इति उक्तं वा इति the question. So इति उच्यते वा? Having asked this question, then Bhagwan he himself further does the analysis. Here are four things you can see. Atmavid kartarka sannyasa, Atmavid kartarka karma yoga. Anatmavid kartarka sannyasa, Anatmavid kartarka karma yoga. Atmavid kartarka sannyasa and Atmavid kartarka karma yoga both are they mean to moksha, or for some reason Atma kartarka with sannyasa compared to that karma yoga is greater iti Bhagavata uktam va. This is question, two questions. With regard to Atma kartarka sannyasa or Anatma kartarkatva sannyasa and Anatma kartarkatva karma yoga. Similarly here also, are they both means for moksha, or among these two, compared to Anatma with kartarka sannyasa karma yoga vishishyate iti karma yoga se vishishtatum uchyate va Bhagavata, or both are told. Tad ubayam uchyate va. Tad ubayam uchyate va iti the question raising. In further analysis, Acharya will do, but we will see the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. धन्यवादः.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.